Hello and welcome inside the High School Huddle. Along with Ronnie Phillips, Phil Nichols, Chris Evans with you, counting down the days to the kickoff of the 2023 high school football season. Today, we take a look at the Midwest City Bombers and their season and predictions on here. But before we do that, let's hear from one of our great sponsors. The High School Huddle is presented by Generations Church. Love God, love people, serve both well. Contact Generations Church by calling 405-282-6848 or visit them online at generationsguthrie.com. The Midwest City Bombers won yet another district championship last year, and that was our 33rd district championship. Not too many schools, just a handful of schools have more district championships than the Midwest City Bombers. Got a great head coach, Daryl Hall. First met him over when he was at Booker T. Washington. Doing great things in Midwest City. And they had an exciting game last year to end the regular season with Elgin to win that district championship. 8-3 last year, coming off of 5-5 the year before that. So things have definitely gotten better. Middale football, it's a pretty good school district right now. Midwest City, Dell City, and Carl Albert. And boy, what we know about Midwest City after the first two games of the season.
Well, we'll know a lot, but I'll tell you this: they're a really good football team. When, in my opinion, they're the third best team in their own town. I mean, I think Carl Albert, Dell City, both have superior programs to them right now. You throw Choctaw in there, that's just around the corner a piece. Yeah. I think they'd be fourth. So which is no reflection on the quality of their club. I mean, I think they've got a great.
There's been years where Midwest City has been
no doubt. It
has its ups and downs.
Right.
Those three elite schools.
Right. And Midwest City, though, is one of those teams. You go back to the history of Oklahoma high school football. They've had some great ball clubs over the years and have produced a tremendous amount of athletes. But I think this is, it aligns well for them to be in the district they're in. I do think this is not a strong district. I think you got a couple. I think them and Elgin are the two top teams in the district, both very good football teams. But compared to some of the other districts around the state, just not quite as solid top to bottom.
No doubt about that. Midwest City, no matter what, always has those great athletes, much like Dell City and Carl Albert. Let's take a look at the schedule for the Bombers, and there you go. Boom, boom. Don't have to travel far to Dell City. Your first two games are close. That's the positive there. But Midwest City will be the underdogs this year to begin those two games. But those are rival games, so you never know what happens, especially more so in the Dell City game.
I know about the first one.
Yeah.
I don't know about the second one. I'll give you that.
Okay, all right. Well, things get better third game of the year with PC North, and I think no matter what happens in the first two games, whether it's a split, 0-2, somehow it's just a 2-0, however it works, there's a big slate of games that you can get healthy better to get ready for that Week 10 matchup with Elgin. Yeah,
you get past the first 2 weeks, your next real test is Week 10.
Yeah.
And I think that's exactly where it's going to lie, and I think, you're going to see Midwest City get healthy after those first two games in the win department for the rest of the year.
All right. Well, I will lead us off here, and my original thought was 7-3.
Yeah.
With two losses at the beginning of the season with Carl Albert, Dell City. I think after that, Bombers are pretty good. I don't think they're talented enough just to go in and throw the helmet at them. I think they're going to have to show up to a lot of these games, especially Lott MacArthur. Yeah. You got to show up in there. But Elgin, it comes down to the Elgin game for me, and I think Midwest City has it this year over Elgin, much like last year. Two hiccups at the beginning, as many teams would have at the beginning. I'm going to go 8-2, Phil.
Yeah, I'm the exact same. 8-2, same two ball games. I think they start the year 0-2. I think they win their next 8 to go 8-2, just like last year, going into playoff football, and we'll see what happens once they get there. But I have them winning the district, going a solid 7-0 in district play, finishing 8-2.
Yeah, I got it a little different than you guys. I got them going 7-3 this year. Obviously, the top two are going to be losses, but they're going to have easy wins over North, Altus, and especially Duncan, I believe. But they're going to cruise on down to Elgin. It's going to come down to Elgin in Midwest City for that district title. But I think Elgin is going to have the edge this year.
And I think we all agree that's a pick'em game. We talked about that when we broke down Elgin in an earlier segment. But bottom line, that's a pick'em game. Flip a coin. It's going to depend on, I think, who comes into that game the healthiest, and who just happens to be playing the best football at that time. So 8-2, 7-3, I think, you could go either way and be spot on.
And if you're Midwest City, your 3 toughest games of the entire season, 2 of those are at home, and the other one is a few miles from your campus.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
not too bad there. So there you have it. Chris and Phil going 8-2 on the year. Ronnie 7-3, and I think that's right in the ballpark in that area. Midwest City can somehow in a rivalry game beat Dell City. Could easily be 9-1. We all think Carl Albert is probably a level above everybody, as they have been. And Carl Albert, defending state champions, have won 6 of the last 7, and on paper, perhaps the best team in a while.
Yeah, and they're well coached, right? CA is well coached. There's Dell City's right there. I think Guthrie's right there. Collinsville's in that next tier, right?
Yep.
But clearly you have CA, you have Carl Albert, and then I'd put Dell City just a smidge behind them. Talent-wise, they're right there with them. And then from there down, there's about 3 or 4 teams in that next tier. And I would think Midwest City's right in there with that group.
Should be a fun season. Be sure to follow the High School Huddle all season long on Facebook and Twitter and TikTok. Also on our YouTube page, go to YouTube, simply search Second Banana Media. Be sure to subscribe and like so you can get videos like this. And also our live shows that begin on August 16th. We'll take your question, comments. We'll have our High School Huddle Top 5 and our Top 10 Games of the Week. We'll talk about the student athletes throughout the entire state as well. Can't wait to kick it off. Hope you can join us as well. Best of luck to the Bombers and best of luck to your team this year.